The application is not to pick up arms. The application is to go into the legislature and tell your politicians to impose themselves and arrest their hands of the federal government and the state government, or you'll get a new politician. Our next speaker, great patriot, for liberty. I've seen him in action many times with Virginia Citizens Defense League, Philip Van Cleve.
Wow, nice crowd. You know, looking back on what's been happening, I can't help but think of World War II, when the Japanese struck a cowardly attack on America. And one of them came to realize that all they'd done was waking a sleeping giant. You are that sleeping giant in many ways. They talk about the frog that you put in the water and you slowly turn the temperature up. The frog doesn't notice until it's too late that the water's boiling. They made a mistake here. They came up and they cranked the heat up, and a whole lot of people suddenly woke up and looked around them. And I think in a way they did us a great service, because freedom isn't free, liberty isn't free. You have to fight for it. And while we're busy trying to keep our jobs and feed our families and do all the things that are in our lives, this is one of the most precious things you can do. Stand up. So many people in the world would give their right arm to be able to stand here by their legislature and protest. To talk about going in and tossing out those that would dare to trample on the Constitution. And what started us down this path originally was when England decided they were going to confiscate the guns of the colonists. That didn't work very well. And that started a chain reaction that led to where we are today in a free country. But that freedom can be snatched away. Our founding fathers, as Patrick Henry would know well, have warned even then what could happen. People haven't changed. You still have the tyrannical type that are attracted to government. Some of them are good, some of them aren't attractive because of the power. They're there to help all of us have a better country, but too many of them are there for their own power, their own aggrandizement. And we can't support that. Those people need to get a real job, and we need to get somebody in there that knows what to do. So I don't want to tie it up any longer. They've got a lot of good speakers coming. I appreciate all of you out here, and let's protect those gun rights. I found that's the canary in the coal mine. When they go to take the gun rights away from us, you know that it's almost over. Thank you very much.
We're going to modify the order a little bit. We've got some busy people here and a great freedom fighter in the form of Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli, who will speak.
Well, good morning, citizens of Virginia. Boy, it's like they emptied the bleachers and everybody came over here. This is great to see. It's good to see you all on a great, gorgeous day. I'm so glad so many of you are here. I'm not sure I remember a crowd this big here on Lobby Day. This is superb, and it's a great expression by the sovereigns of Virginia about who's in charge, and it's the citizens of Virginia, and I'm so glad you all are here. We live in interesting times. I think that used to be a curse. But this year, we're confronting more federal overreaching or proposed federal overreaching of power than we've seen in our adult lifetimes. Certainly in my adult lifetime. And it's time for people like you all to step up and to draw the lines that our founding fathers thought they drew very clearly. And we need to re-emphasize that there are sovereigns in America. One of them is the Commonwealth of Virginia. This is a sovereign state run and owned by you, the citizens, and we, the citizens of Virginia. And we need that attitude to be reinstated across America. And now, what they do in the other 49 states is up to them. But what we can do where we live is advocate again to bring back to life the 10th Amendment, to bring back to life those boundaries in our constitutional system that were supposed to be the critical checks in the checks and balances system. Without them, we lose, gradually, we lose our liberty. And let's talk about one example of that. I see some signs about health care around here. Keep your hands off my health care. That sounds pretty good. If the federal government can order you to buy anything with the penalty of going to jail, then you are not a free man or woman in the United States. And I know everybody here shares with me the commitment to maintaining that freedom. And we have tools at our disposal. I know you're going to hear from Delegate Marshall shortly. You haven't heard from him yet, have you? No. I assume I wouldn't have gotten up this fast.
You'll pay for that, Cuccinelli.
I kid. But that's one example. His effort in the House Bill 10, is one example of how you can strengthen the position of the Commonwealth's lawyer as we look at what the final bill on health care may contain. And it's, again, one example. And if they're ordering you with the threat of jail, threat of prison and fines to buy their product or their approved products, then we will have had our liberty reduced if we don't resist it, if we don't fight it, and by golly, we're going to fight it. Now, you have heard an awful lot about the so-called Cornhusker kickback. I will say it's a great name for you know, the way they buy votes up there. But and the Louisiana Purchase, they're getting very creative with this stuff. But and that's being looked at to be challenged by not just Republican attorneys general. It's bipartisan. It's bipartisan. Freedom doesn't know parties. Liberty doesn't know parties.